Luke, Han, Leia, R2-D2, C-3PO coming to us in the Mandoverse? Could it be? What does it all mean? Let's get into it.
Echo 3 to Echo 7. Mono, buddy. 3-8.
Echo Station 3PA.
You know the news. You know this. Everybody in the world is talking about this in Star Wars land. Ahsoka fans spot a jaw-dropping Skywalker Easter egg on Baylan Skoll. Now, I love the character of Baylan, and oh, how I wish there could be a payoff here. Let's get into it and see. Ahead of Ahsoka Episode 7, Star Wars fans have been taking a closer look at Baylan Skoll's armor, and they found a potentially pivotal Easter egg that links him to the Skywalkers. Or does it? Let's see exactly what they're talking about. So right here, part of his armor, there was a code, coded words that has been deciphered, and the coded words are, you can see it right here on this screen. There we go. Luke, Leia, Han, R2-D2, Chewie, C-3PO, and Ben. Well, I was digging all that until they said Ben. Ben who? Surely to goodness not Ben. That Ben. Hopefully it's Ben Kenobi, but even though he's long dead, I don't know. What does this mean? Does it mean anything? The initial tweet was, people, why is no one talking about this? Is this like Baylan's hit list or something? Ahsoka. Baylan knows about Luke, Leia, Han, and even Ben. So what does that in fact mean? Now I gotta tell you guys, that's a little dangling the keys in front of me action. Like, I totally have to be careful of what I say in my critique. Because when they showed Anakin in episode 4 and 5 of Ahsoka, I was critical because a lot of it I had questions that still haven't been answered. But for people who have a passion for Anakin, Clone Wars era, the prequel trilogy, if that's what you love first, then that really resonated with them, and it was a 10 out of 10 and it was great. And I respect that. If they give us all of the people on his wrist, if they give us Luke, Han, Leia, R2, C-3PO, that's probably going to be a 10 out of 10 for me because I can't make it anything else, because that's my Star Wars. That's going to pull me right back in. But here's the question. Can they actually do that in story and make it make sense? Because right now, the only one that has been mentioned is Princess Leia. Princess Leia, a few episodes ago, was mentioned by Carson Teva. He called her Senator Organa. Luke has not been mentioned, even though we've seen him in the Mandoverse before. Han never mentioned. C-3PO R2 never mentioned. And whatever Ben they're talking about, I don't know. So a lot of theories, a lot of things going on. Is this just Dave Filoni saying, look, let's put this Easter egg in there and watch them go crazy and lose their minds? Kind of like the Joker, in The Dark Knight. They're going to go crazy and lose their minds. Yeah, we kind of are, because you're dangling the wrong kind of keys in front of us. Don't dangle Luke, Han, and Leia. Man, that could backfire on you real quick, Dave Filoni. And that's part of the problem here for me, is that now that they have done that, now that we see that message on his wrist, I want to see that be a payoff instead of some little Easter egg that they did just to be funny. If you're putting that as an Easter egg in the show just to mess with the fans or make it interesting and start conversations or whatever, then you're really doing a disservice. How about you put more energy and effort into the storytelling aspect of the show rather than just doing little things like that? Don't throw us a curveball. Not like that. Not like that. The fans have an overwhelming desire to see the original trilogy characters back, at least a little bit. It doesn't make sense that they're not in this era 5 years post Return of the Jedi. The heroes of the rebellion are not in it at all, yet Star Wars Rebels characters are. That just doesn't make sense to Star Wars fans of old. It just doesn't. The article says, we still don't know a huge amount about Baylan. When he was in his 20s, he was part of the Jedi Order. We knew that. He knows Anakin. He knows Anakin turned to Vader. I love the character of Baylan Skoll. It says he survived the Great Jedi Purge and went on to become a mercenary for hire, not a Sith Lord. but a contentious dark Jedi, someone who wields the Force out of anger, but with no delusions of grandeur. We know this much. He knew Anakin before he became Darth Vader, and he was aware of Ahsoka Tano. Now it appears Baylan may be hunting other Skywalkers. I don't think Baylan is on a quest to go kill Luke. I don't. Now, how awesome would that be if we actually saw a confrontation and Luke destroyed him? Like, that would be totally dope, gotta say. But they're not going to do that, because you already know who's going to defeat Baylan. Ahsoka the White's going to defeat Baylan. She's going to get her rematch, and now, because of my conversation with Anakin in the World Between Worlds, now I'm different, and now I'm better, and I totally get that. That's actually good storytelling. That makes sense. Now we see a different Ahsoka, her reaching her full potential. I like that aspect of it. That is character growth and development, so that I'm totally with. But the whole Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie, R2-D2, and C-3PO, and, did it even say Chewie? I don't remember. I don't think it said Chewie. It did say Chewie. So all of that, if that's meaningless, shame on them. So many people and their theories have been wrong already, from, Malak was Star Killer. Anakin was the sun in the World Between Worlds. I mean, there's so many theories that keep us ingratiated in the story, and we like to hypothesize and try to figure things out. But I just want the story to be clear and concise. Are we going to get a payoff for the message on the wrist? I don't know. If we don't, in 2 episodes, it's kind of a fail. You're just wasting our time. So anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of that. I need to see it. And further, I need to see Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, R2 in this story somewhere, not just mentioned like Senator Organa. You got to give us more than that. It doesn't make sense that Luke was in the Book of Boba Fett. It doesn't make sense that Luke was in The Mandalorian, and he's not going to be in this at all, especially considering he was with Ahsoka Tano on the planet while he was training Grogu. Well, after Grogu left and Ahsoka leaves, who is there? Luke's not just sitting on the planet by himself with R2. He's going to be out somewhere. So that's one of my hypotheses, is he is definitely not still on that planet. He is gone right now at this time. So where's he going to show up, and what is he going to do? Thank you guys for being here. We will be recovering. We'll be reviewing Ahsoka Chapter 7 tonight, so be looking for that to drop. Me and Nick, always authentic, always telling you what we actually believe. So, and we want you to join us, join us in on the conversation. Give us a comment. Tell us whether you agree or disagree. We've been overwhelmingly in the minority on our opinions on Ahsoka, but that's just it. Those are our opinions, and they're not wrong. It's just what we think. But we love having the conversation, and if you're loving it, if the show is a 10 out of 10, we're glad. And I hope tonight's episode is fantastic for all of us. We are You Are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.